This is homework 22, arithmetic sequences. Define an arithmetic sequence. An arithmetic sequence is a sequence where the terms have a common difference. What does that mean? That means that we add or subtract by the same number each time. That's a number symbol. What is the formula? So that's A sub n equals A sub 1 plus D times n minus 1, times the quantity n minus 1. So decide whether the sequence is arithmetic or not. Adding by 3, adding by 3, adding by 3, so that's arithmetic. Adding by 1, adding by 2, adding by 3, that's not arithmetic. Adding by 3, adding by 6, that's not arithmetic. Adding by 7, adding by 7, adding by 7, adding by 7, that's arithmetic. Adding by 2, adding by 2, adding by 2, adding by 2, that's arithmetic. Going down by 7, down by 7, down by 7, that's arithmetic. Find the next 4 terms in each arithmetic sequence. So we're adding 4, so the next term would be 24, right? Plus 4 would be 28, plus 4 would be 32, plus 4 would be 36. This one, oh, we're adding by 4 again. Hey, so that would be 6, add 4, that would be 10, add 4, 14, add 4, 18. Here we're subtracting 2, negative 1 minus 2 would be negative 3, negative 3 minus 2 would be negative 5, negative 5 minus 2 would be negative 7, negative 7 minus 2 would be negative 9. Find the first 5 terms of each arithmetic sequence. So A sub 1 equals 5. That means the first term is 5. If our common difference is 3, then that means we add 3 to get to the next term. So our next term would be 8, 11, 14, and 17. This is saying the first term is 14. And our common difference, we're subtracting 2, so that would be 12, 10, 8, and 6. Our first term is 4/3. And we're adding 1/3, so that would be 5/3, 6/3, 7/3, and 8/3. 6, write a rule for the nth term. So we're just going to plug it in. A sub n equals A sub 1 plus common difference times the quantity n minus 1. So this is saying A sub n equals the first term, 3, plus the common difference, which is 4, times the quantity n minus 1. That is correct, but let's simplify this. And we'd say 3 plus 4n minus 4, and then combine like terms, and we get 4n minus 1. So that would be our rule for the nth term of the sequence. Same thing here. I'm not going to keep on writing this over again. I suggest you guys do, just so you get in the habit or you memorize that. So we're going to say a sub n equals our first term, 2, plus our common difference, so negative 2 times n minus 1. So this is 2. Negative 2 times n makes negative 2n. Negative 2 times negative 1 makes positive 2. And 2 and 2 make 4. So negative 2n plus 4. Our last one, a sub n equals, our first term is 15. So 15 plus our common difference d, 5 times the quantity n minus 1. And this will be 15 plus 5n minus 5. 15 and 5 make 10, so that's 5n plus 10. There's our rule. Seven, write a rule and then find the 10th term. So here our common difference is what? We're adding 4 to get from each term. Our first term is 1. So a sub n equals 1 plus 4 times n minus 1. This will be 1 plus 4n minus 4. So our rule is 4n minus 3. And then we want to find the 10th term, so we're going to plug in a 10. So little side problem here. A of 10, the 10th term, is 4 times 10 minus 3. 40 minus 3. So the 10th term is 37. Next problem looks like we're going down 5. So our common difference is negative 5. Our first term is 1 again. So we're going to say a sub n equals 1 plus negative 5 times n minus 1. So that's 1 minus 5n plus 5. And so that's negative 5n, and 1 and 5 makes 6. So there's our rule. So now our 10th term, a sub 10, would be negative 5 times 10 plus 6, or negative 50 plus 6. So the 10th term equals negative 44. The last one, our first term is negative 3. It looks like to go from one term to the next, we're adding 3. So our common difference is 3. So our rule, a sub n equals negative 3 plus 3 times the quantity n minus 1. So that's negative 3 plus 3n minus 3. Negative 3 and negative 3 make negative 6, so that's 3n minus 6. So our rule is 3n minus 6, and then to find the 10th term, a sub 10 would be 3 times 10 minus 6, or 30 minus 6. So the 10th term is 24. Eight, graph the arithmetic sequence. So we can just pick some numbers here. Pick a number like n and a sub n, right, for x and y. So let's pick like, how about negative 5, 0, and 5 for that one. So a sub 5, or a sub negative 5 is negative 4 plus negative 5. So that's negative 9. So that's the point, negative 5, negative 9. So negative 5, negative 9 would be, right around here. 0. A sub 0 would be negative 4 plus 0. So that's negative 4. So 0, negative 4. And 5, a sub 5 would be negative 4 plus 5, which would be 1. So 5, 1. And when we graph these, if you're doing them right, no matter what numbers you pick, it'll make a straight line if you're doing it right. So here it doesn't give us the sequence, so we're going to need to make that. So, or since all it's doing is asking us to graph it, that's the first term, second term, third term, fourth term, and fifth term. If it doesn't tell us what terms those are, it always starts with the first term. So that's the point 1, 4, 1, 4, 2, 2, 0, 3, negative 2, sorry, jeez, I'm messing this up, 2, 2, 3, 0, 2, 2, 3, 0, 4, negative 2, and 5, negative 4. Because I hope I didn't screw you guys up. The X's are on bottom, Y's are on top. These are always your inputs, are your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your numbers are your outputs. It could also be considered your ends and your A sub ends or A of ends. Inputs, outputs, Y's, or domain and range. Application here. A well drilling company charges $15 for drilling the first foot of a well, $15.25 for drilling the second foot, $15.50 for the third foot, and so on. How much would it cost to have the company drill a 100-foot well? So what's our common difference? Our common difference is 15, right? So, and then what's our first term? First term would be, our common difference is not 15, it's 25 cents, right? 0.25. Our first term is 15. And so we want to go to 100, so we want to make we want to find the 100th term. So we need to make our equation, a sub n equals the first term plus the common difference times n minus 1. So our first term was 15 plus 0.15 times n minus 1. So that's 15 plus 0.15n minus 0.15. 15 minus 0.15. So that makes 0.15n, and 15 minus 15 cents would be $14.85. And so that's our rule. So now we want to plug in 100 for that. So we'll say a sub 100 equals 0.15 times 100 plus 1485. And 0.15 times 100, we just move the decimal place. There's 2 zeros, so we move it twice to the right. So that's 15 plus 1485 equals what is that? $29.85. So now that told us just that last 100 foot, that 100th foot. So to get the whole cost of drilling the well, we need to add each one of those. We need to add all of that up. We don't have, I haven't given you guys the summation formula yet, so don't worry about that. Just go to here. We'll do the summation formula later on in the year, so don't worry about that. Exam review. Sam is beginning an exercise program that begins the first week with 30 minutes of daily exercise. Each week, daily exercise increased by 5 minutes. Which function represents the number of minutes daily? Minutes of daily exercise in week N. So 30 minutes would be our first week, and then each week we're going up by 5. So our first term is 30. Our common difference is 5. So we'd say A of n equals 30. We're using our equation again. A sub n equals A sub 1 plus, not n, sorry, d times the quantity n minus 1. And so this would be A sub n, nope, I already did it. A sub n equals 30 plus 5 times the quantity n minus 1. So that makes 30 plus 5n minus 5. 30 and 5 make 25. So that's 5n plus 25. A sub n equals 5n plus 25. So what is that? Just use that. That's right. Yeah, they wrote this in a different notation than you guys are used to. And 5 times f of n minus 1 plus 21. I don't see any of the answers there. Yeah. A sequence T is defined where the first term is -4, each successive term is 3 more than the term before it. So I'll write an explicit formula. Again, A sub n equals first term plus common difference times n minus 1. So this would be our first term is -4 plus 3 more, so that's 3 times n minus 1. So that makes -4 plus 3n minus 3. That will make, we'll do that up here. So A sub n equals 3n, and -4 and -3 make -7. So there's our rule. Second function is this one, 2n plus 2. Compare the rates of change. So what's our rate of change? Oh, I was supposed to do this T of n instead of A of n, so this one should be T of n. T of n, same thing, but T of n and S of n. So the rate, what's happening, if we look at this one, what does this 3 mean? What does that 3 mean? The 3 was what? How much we were increasing by each time. So this one is going up by 3 each time, and this one is going up by 2 each time. So that's the difference. So t of n is greater than s of n. For what values of n does t of n equal s of n? So we just need to set these equal to each other. So t of n, right here. So 3n minus 7. When does that equal s of n, which is right here? So that's 2n plus 2. I always write it with my term with the variable in front. It's backwards from how they wrote it. It's the same thing. So we can solve for m by subtracting 2n. If we're going to move our n's to the left, we want to move our constants to the right, so we'll add 7. And we get n equals 9. So that means the 9th term should be the same. So if we plug those in, so if we said a sub 9 equals 3 times 9 minus 7, and the other one, this is t of 9, then this one would have been s sub 9 equals 2n plus 2. Right, so we're plugging in our 9 here, and we get 3 times 9 is 27 minus 7, so our 9th term is 20, and here we'll get our 9th term being 20 as well. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 2 makes 20, so our 9th term is 20.